Hey guys, it's DC and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary, where all soap lovers are welcome. Can I just say my top 5 soap opera return from the dead videos? You guys brought that up to almost 6,000 views. I gained 130 subscribers in 1 week because of that video. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. You know, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. I can get some community posts going in. And that way it can be a better communication between me and you guys. I don't have to go on Soap Twitter doing any of that. Because that was one of the original reasons why I made Soap Twitter back in the day, was to have communication with my subscribers. And then also to collab with other YouTubers. So I've gotten the collab with Albert. So it served its purpose on that. But I do still like to have that communication with you guys. So I'm almost there. I'm almost there, guys. I'm so excited. I'm almost there. Let me just say this. Like, when I do these videos, I wasn't even sure that video was gonna do well. I was like, I'm gonna post this. It's probably like 100 views, maybe, you know, and it blew up. I was like, well, damn. Apparently, for some reason, the content of the video was linked to every soap opera promo of that following week. So I guess that's what blew it up. I was like, I could deal with that. I could deal with that. Anyways, guys, let's get into my Days of Our Lives week in review. High stakes. You know what I call this week high stakes? And I also posted Young Duressa's video. I don't know if it'll be posted before this or after this. But one thing I want to say is this week was high stakes. When Tripp jumped out of that window, well, when the devil possessed Tripp and jumped out of that window, he was on the ground. It brought me back to like that classic Sophia. Like, literally, I was watching it that Monday. And I was like, oh my God, like, I gotta find out what's gonna happen tomorrow. Oh my God. Like, I haven't had that feeling about a soap, I want to say, since, God, 2011 or something like that. Like, it's been a minute. I think the last time I had that feeling was when they had the Days-aster on Days. Remember the Days-aster promo? Y'all remember the Days-aster?
My compassionate wife, Lexi.
A celebration in honor of a loved one. And no one saw this.
Abigail!
Coming. A catastrophic event. But who will survive?
I think I'm going into labor.
I am gonna get you out of here.
The Days-aster.
Look at me! I'm not gonna let you die! Come on, you can do it! You can...
Jack!
I love you!
In the aftermath.
Thank you for not giving up on me.
You saved my child's life.
It's just two of us.
There will be heartbreak.
I wasn't there when she needed me. She said she loved you, son.
Betrayal.
I used you! You bastard!
I never wanted Melanie to get hurt. Never.
And one shocking twist.
Wow, what the hell is wrong with you?
After another. Don't miss a minute of the Days-aster. Days of Our Lives returns Monday, August 13th on NBC.
And then Sammy was like, oh my God, EJ, save me. And then you could see below her the ground. I love it when soaps do stuff like that because it's like, oh my God. Now, the problem is we got social media and all this other stuff messing it up for us. So we know who's going to survive, who's on contract, who's not. Which is why I miss the days when we didn't have that, because we were able to be legitimately surprised because we didn't know what was going on. We could only hear rumors, you know? And it was only what through Soap Opera Weekly would divulge. Which they wouldn't divulge too much because they didn't want to lose their relationship with the network or the cast, the crew. So, but it was high stakes. When Tripp did that, I was like, oh my God, like, I want to see what happens. I missed when soaps did that stuff. When they did the high stakes stuff, I missed that. You know what I'm saying? I miss those high stakes moments. You gotta have those high stake moments on shows. I think before the Days-aster, the last high stake moments I want to say Days had right before that was when Carly Alamane stabbed Lawrence. And I remember I was watching at that time because I started watching Days in 2006, 2007. And Carly came back in 2009, 2010, I think it was. And she just stabbed Lawrence. He's like, I can't believe I married such a bitch. And she goes, I can't believe I married such a monster. And she's like stabbed. She goes with her eyes like that. I was like, oh shit.
I said that I
I married such a total monster.
And I married such a total bitch.
Stop it!
Excuse my language, by the way, guys. I apologize. I never curse these broadcasts, but I apologize. And oh my god, like it's moments like those I like on a soap. I miss those moments on soaps. We need that. When you have those high stake moments like when Young and the Restless, when Sharon and Drusilla fell off the cliff, and when Sharon was like, and then Phillips goes, no, Sharon. Like, that's the type of stuff that makes you, oh my god, that makes you want to tune in the next day. It's the same thing when Sarah on One Life to Live, she went off the Falls of Mandora. So, you know, we obviously know Tina did back in the 80s, but then now it was Sarah's turn. And funny enough, one of my closest friends, whose name's Sarah as well, I got her to watch One Life to Live at that time, and her and her little sisters, we were back in like middle school at this time this happened, and her sisters were watching it when we got home from school, and then they're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen to Sarah? I used to hear her little sisters in the background, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen to Sarah? Is she gonna be alive? Oh my god, you know, like, that was good soap back then, guys. That was some good soap. Oh my god. But let's get into this review, guys. I've been yakking and yakking. I know one of my subscribers said I need to stop yakking. I've been yakking it up a little bit. I gotta yak a little bit, guys. I got to, because I'm not on as much, so I got a lot to say. But to me, like, when you have those moments on a soap, when Tripp jumped out that window, and I'm glad they're wrapping up this possession storyline, guys. How many guys are glad they're finally wrapping this up? It's wrapped up. Now, see, this is the thing. I saw on too many soap YouTuber pages and YouTube channel pages that Bo was coming back to save Tripp, so I didn't get to feel shocked by his death, which I really wanted to be. But when he jumped out the window, that was enough for me. That's why I really miss the days when soaps were a mystery. Now, let's talk about the possession storyline. Now that's over, we see that there's the love quadrangle, which we know Johnny and Allie won't be together, but, you know, is Chanel gonna go back to Johnny? Is Allie gonna go back to Tripp? Does Allie and Chanel still have feelings for each other, you know? And I personally feel like if Allie finds out about Chanel and Johnny, she'll go back to Tripp just because it's like a default. And she probably feels guilted now because of what he did. But I feel like Tripp really loves her, and I feel like it's good that he gets to raise Henry and get to be Henry's father. You know, in case Henry needs a kidney transplant, he is Henry's uncle. So it works. And I think that way Ava can actually care about that child, which is her grandchild. I like how she treated Charlie, even though he was a rapist and everything. That was still your son, though. Like, maybe you were a better mom, he wouldn't have turned out like that. I don't know. Next, I want to move on to Paulina. I love this storyline, but what I don't get is, why did you have to take the fall? Lonnie is a cop. I get the whole Lonnie's a cop thing, but at the end of the day, Abe was knocked out cold, and that was a lot of blood on that floor. Like, you could run a mop through that thing. That was a lot of blood. That was a lot of barbecue sauce. They just spilled on that floor. Oh gosh, I feel bad for what's the guy who plays Abe? What's his name? James Carver. Man, he had to sit there and then throw all that barbecue sauce on his head. That was a lot of barbecue sauce. Stage crew put behind the scenes. There was a lot of barbecue sauce. But my whole thing is this: is with Paulina, is that Ray was about to strike you. Abe was already knocked out cold and beaten up by TR. So Lonnie shooting him wouldn't be so far-fetched, even if he was an unarmed man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel like that was necessary for Paulina to have to do all that. This is one of those soap plots where I'm just kind of like, I don't feel like that was necessary. Like, you not put yourself in this situation now. You know what I mean? So I don't know why Paulina had to do all that. and Steve's being all nosy. I just think something's not right here. Mind your business, Steve. This has nothing to do with you. Mind the business that pays you, which is basic black. Mind the business that pays you, Steve. This has nothing to do with you. This is my problem with Steve and Kayla. They don't got nothing to do with everybody else's business. Everybody else in Salem's business but their own. Mind the business that pays you, Steve Johnson, please. Mind the business that pays you, all right? Which is basic black, all right? My whole thing is, and when Eli was just like, well, why can't she take the blame? Maybe it'd be a good idea. And I don't blame Eli. And it's selfish because I get it. Paulina's not his mother. He didn't grow up with Paulina as a mother-in-law. He doesn't have that kind of connection with her. So, I get it. It was stupid of Paulina to do that because Abe was attacked. Like, there's so much here in the storyline that just doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I'm willing to work with them on this. And I just want to say that Jackie Harry being brought on the show is one of the best things ever. I love her. She gives seriousness. She also gives campiness, soap campiness at the same time. I love it. I love it. I love her on the show, honestly. But I don't know if that was necessary for them to do that. And I hate that TR is gone, honestly. But once you make a character a rapist or a woman beater, you can't keep them around too long on soaps or on any show. You can't. You can't. It's one thing if you killed somebody. But once you put that title on a character, you pretty much mark their death. It's almost like Sierra's stepbrother, Chase Jennings. Once he tried to rape Sierra, his character was done. His character was done at that point. It was done. Done data. It was done. We're not living in the days of Todd Manning and Luke Spencer. Well, Luke Spencer was always going to be trash, but Todd Manning at least reformed himself in some ways. But my whole thing is once you put that stamp on a character, you can't bring them back. It's a wrap. That's why on GH, they had to say that Franco never really brought those people to rape Michael. They had to undo a lot of stuff. That was the only way to make his character tolerable. Ben still strangled women. Ben didn't. You know when it comes to Ben, you know people just let that serial killer thing go because he's cute, right? I know that's what's going on, right? I know that was good. I know it was good. Honestly, I had wanted to just see more of TR. I felt like I was actually really into his character. I was so into TR's character. Like, I know he was a villain. He did terrible things. I was like, oh my God. Like, now here's the thing I noticed with this storyline. All right, no DNA test was done, not for Paulina, nor for TR. No DNA test was done. So that tells me it opens up the door now for writers to do a rewrite down the line. That's what this stuff does. I be peeping things. I be peeping things. I be peeping, little bo peep. I be peeping things. I be peeping things. All right? I be peeping some things. There was no DNA test done, which tells me Lonnie could have another biological father down the line. Because TR is not really linked to anyone. It was a good storyline. I liked it. And I don't know if they're doing that because they don't know how long Jack A. Harry is going to be on the soap. You know, because I think a lot of times, even with soap writers, they want to bring in new people and celebrity guests and stuff like that. But at the same time, they don't know how long you're going to stay for. So, and I don't think anybody else could do Paulina Price. I don't think it would work. It wouldn't work. But the thing I like about Paulina Price is she's like that soap vixen, that exaggerated, overly flamboyant woman that we haven't seen on soaps since I want to feel like Erica Kane left when All My Children went off the air. We haven't seen that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? We had that with Rachel Davis, Corey on Another World. You know, we had that with Reva Shane back in the day with the Guy Light. But nowadays, the way they create soap characters, they don't do that. And I don't know if it's because they don't want them to be so one-note, but I like that a woman can be like Dorian Lord. Dorian Lord was a perfect example of the balance. She was a matriarch for her family, but she was also hella bougie.
Say cheese. Know who hired you, but this house is off limits.
Dorian. It's me, Echo. Echo di Savoy.
Echo di Savoy. La salope de Lanview. That's French for slut.
Dorian Lord was hella bougie. And that's why I love Dorian. Dorian Lord was a hella bougie. Well, we stand for Dorian Lord, okay? We stand for Dorian Lord. or like Vivian Alamein. We don't get soap characters that come in like that. I don't know. Jan Spears. She's a villain, but she doesn't have that overly feminine flamboyancy. Do you know, guys know what I'm talking about? Like, a lot of soaps have that background, like Brenda Dickens, when she played Jill on The Young and the Restless. We don't really get a lot of that nowadays, I feel like. You know what I mean? I kind of miss that. And I get it. We can't be back in the 90s like we used to be, or the olden days when it was like the overly flamboyant feminine woman and the brave machado man. I get it, but those are the things that really made soaps work. And if you can't do that, how do we take those things and make them 21st century? How do we do that? Like, how do we make it modern to this day? It's something I'm wondering. So, next on this list, I want to talk about Xander lying to Sarah. It's really stupid. It's a stupid storyline. I don't know what Xander's trying to do. It's dumb. This is the reason why Sarah left town and got poisoned by Kristen Mary in the first place. And it's just really stupid. You know, Xander, I just don't understand him. I get it. You're mad at Sarah. But what is she going to do, leave you? You're not even together technically at this point. I mean, in her mind, she thinks she all are. But you just got mad at Gwen for telling all these lies. You're doing the same thing. It's just... I'm going to need Xander to be smart. I'm going to need Xander to be really, 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 really smart. Because the storyline is dumb. Him lying to Sarah. And honestly, at this point, I would rather just Sarah get her memory back or do something else with this character, because it is getting exhausting for me at this point. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted with this Sarah storyline, guys. But this is my whole thing. Like, you know, when you have high-stakes storylines on the soaps, this is what made this week really good, was that Trip storyline. When he jumped out, to me, that was soap opera gold. But this is the thing I really want to touch on that I didn't touch on at the beginning of this video. What I like about Carlovati is he writes for an ensemble cast. Everybody, I felt like, lately on Days has gotten a chance to shine. Literally. Even... I think his name is Lucas Adams, who plays Trip. He got he was possessed. Okay, Trip was possessed. Allie was possessed. Johnny was possessed. Marlena was possessed. Belle was possessed. Jake wasn't possessed, but he got to be part of the storyline. Everybody got to be part of that umbrella storyline. Everyone got to play a role. Everyone got to show their acting chops. I love that. I love that. I feel like everybody got a chance to really shine. Everyone's getting a chance to really shine on Days. Even Eli in the coma, even though he's like part-time on the show right now. But everyone's getting a chance to shine. Okay, Doug was another one who was possessed. Sorry, Doug was the first to get possessed in this new incarnation storyline. He's the first to get possessed. So he even got a chance to shine. Even if just for that moment, but you got to allow them to do something different than what they normally done. This is the type of stuff I really respect about Carlovati, because he knows how to write for people. He knows how to give everyone a chance to shine. Patricia Darbo Darbo. I loved her when she was Sally on The Bold and Beautiful, but he's really giving her a chance to shine during the storyline. It's very well done. Days is better than GH right now. I'm gonna say it. I mean, GH is like my stepchild. GH is like, okay, I'm gonna look at it this way. One Life to Live is like the man that I married, and GH was their child, and One Life to Live is gone, so I just take in GH and embrace it as my own, but it's really not my own. I don't really claim it like that, you know what I mean? I don't really claim GH like that. So, but Days should be number one right now, and they were number one during the pandemic for a reason. They know how to write and make everyone shine. I mean, it's just... This is why I feel like Carlovati, and I said it in my Young and the Restless video, he needs to go over to The Young and the Restless. Carlovati needs to go over to The Young and the Restless. He needs to go over there. But Carlovati, he just knows how to write for a well cast. And it's refreshing because that scene where Trip jumped out of the window took me back to those soap opera cliffhanger moments that we don't see as much anymore these days. That those high stakes moments. We need that. We really, really, really need those high stake moments. We don't get that a lot. And I miss it. I miss those high stake moments. We don't get that like we used to. But I think I covered everybody that was relevant. I haven't covered Eric Nicole yet. There's nothing much for me to cover yet. I don't cover things that don't need to be covered yet. You know how I am, because I try to keep these reviews short and simple. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Thank you, guys. I just want to give a special shout out to you guys, my subscribers. Albert Bostic for supporting my channel. Like, these people are pivotal in my journey. You know, I really want to give a shout out, honestly. Even to my day one subscribers. I think it was Janice Frazier. I think it was Sean Demetrius, I think I'm saying his name correctly. Caitlin Charles, like, you guys have really, 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 really supported my channel. And I really, like, 100,000% appreciate that. And Albert, too. So I appreciate that. Like, when I see that, like, I gain 100 subscribers one week, I'm like, okay, y'all are really digging this content. You know, that's how I do. But thank you guys for supporting me. Even JLJ Media, James Lott Jr., he's really supported my channel, which is amazing. That's why I was really happy to do one of his audio drama podcasts, honestly. So I just really appreciate your guys' support. I definitely don't take it for granted. That's why I always try to respond to almost every single comment that I get, unless it's a crazy comment or it's a spoiler. If it's a spoiler, I wait a couple of days and respond. If it's a crazy comment, I just leave you hanging the way lie. But thank you guys so much for really supporting my channel, guys. And, you know, I'm really, really happy. I would love to know, what are some of the things that you guys really love that I do on my channel? I really would love to know that, honestly. And I just want to thank you guys for all your support, honestly. That's one reason why, like, even though I'm only able to do these videos once every 2 weeks, I try to do something. Next week, I'm going to try to do a GA's video. But thank you guys so much, man. That means a lot to me. But thank you guys so much. You know, just doing these skits, doing these videos, it has been amazing for me. You know, I think you guys understood when I talked about in my past video, my mental health journey that I had. So when I first started the channel, it was very therapeutic for me. It was another form of expression, because I said, you know, this is a soap opera channel, but there's so many things I can just do with it besides just doing reviews. So I'm really happy about that. I think me and Albert are supposed to be starting our GH. We got a collab coming up. Tomorrow we're gonna film. You guys gonna see it like a few weeks later, probably. You know, until we iron some kinks out. You know, but we're gonna work on that. And I just want to thank you guys so much, man. I really appreciate this channel. I thank you guys so much. I thank you guys for the support. That's why I try to respond to everybody. There might come a day I won't be able to do that, but for now I'm gonna try as best as I can, and I mind yakking it up with y'all in the comments. Anyways, guys, that is my Days of Our Lives review. High stakes. I'm out of here. This has been Soap Sanctuary. I'm out.